Well, let's not emphasize sustainable energy issues much more. It's a huge answer, but I think also it's going to be very, very important for Minnesotans to have light rail, rail transportation. I think it's going to be very important for Minnesotans that we fix the tax law. I think it's going to be very, very important for Minnesotans that we reduce the cost of gas. At $3 a gallon, $1.50 more than what it was. Many people in the 6th district are paying an extra $300, $400, $500 a month for gas. Now, we don't need to be doing that. That is one of the reasons why we're in such a mortgage crisis, because family incomes have deteriorated because of our president's action with oil and Iraq. There are a lot of things that I won't go into that I do believe I would be able to help Minnesotans through Congress, but let me just keep it shorter for this question and turn it over.
Thank you.
This is a big question, and we get through a lot of the issues. One, we've talked about the environment and energy and encouraging and continuing to push for renewables and conservation and what that can mean for Minnesota and the technologies that we can develop here. Certainly in terms of pushing for an economy that's built upon fairness and justice instead of exploitation and power and greed. We have some great opportunities in terms of, you know that Minnesota is the #3 manufacturer of medical devices in the country. We can be the manufacturing center for those devices. We've all seen what companies like Medtronic and others mean to the economy and the jobs of our area. We can develop that and we can produce more of those kind of jobs, and those are the kind of jobs that stick. We need to pursue education policies that fulfill the federal government's obligation to education in the 6th district and throughout the state of Minnesota. The fact that we are not fully funding special education means that something in the neighborhood of $10 billion is coming right off the top of local school districts who are having to make up that funding. And the same thing is true in No Child Left Behind. We need to be making sure that the federal government is fully funding those kind of things. And then I appreciate the fact that Bob mentioned light rail and I would add commuter rail. I'm proud of the fact that I built the only light rail system that's working in Minnesota, and it's changed everything in Minnesota. Because we're going to complete North Star. As I mentioned earlier, I worked with Dan Earhart, and I'm glad that Dan is here. I worked with him. We started North Star. We started North Star right here in Anoka County. I helped build the coalition that put it together, and when I'm in Congress, it's going to go all the way to St. Cloud.